How's it going? We'll make a quick video on this Stihl FS80R. If you're looking into buying one or whatever, I'm gonna kind of give you my experience with it, and kind of tell you the best thing about it. One thing that might scare you, and whether or not that's good, something to stay away from or something not to worry about. But anyway, I got this weed eater 18 years ago. I bought it brand new, and I had a little mowing business on the side, and I bought it and from a local dealer there, and I have yet to do anything to it. Most people that run these obviously know that you take the screen out of that muffler right there, they get kind of caked up. That was one of the first things I did to it. After I broke it in, I jerked that screen out, and I've literally done nothing to it since, and used it for mowing for other people, used it on my yard, used it with plastic blades, with metal blades, with string heads, used it with everything. It's tough to beat. It's a 3-pull start. I mean, you've got a start switch here. You prime it, you choke it, you pull it normally twice, and it'll start the fire. You turn the choke off, you pull it, and it'll fire right up, and it'll run. And it's done like that for years since I've had it. Don't matter how you store it, upside down, laying down, hanging up, it don't matter. It's as reliable as a weed eater as you can get. I know there's a little bit of confusion. You'll find these things if you don't know much about them. You know, they made an 85. Most of them had the bike handlebars on them. That's what I call them anyway. Not the loop handle like this one here. But the 85s I've not had near the luck with. I've had them, and they just don't seem to last. They might be a little bit stouter. I can't remember the specs on it. Some of you older guys probably know that off the top of your head, but it's just, they ain't near the weed eater, I don't think, as these are. Everybody I've ever known that runs these 80s just all have the same thing to say about them. I'm a big, I like the straight shafts. I don't get into the other ones. The handlebars are great if you're doing if you're doing a lot of slopes or just doing a lot of heavy duty weed eating, but for the most part, I like this loop handle. I don't put a strap on it or nothing. I don't do any commercial mowing anymore, so I just mow here, and I normally mow weed eat for probably 45 minutes to an hour every week, and I don't see any point in having a strap on it, but it does have a place for one. It's not real finicky. I have run non-ethanol gas in it most of its life, so that makes a difference. Over the years, it's gotten a little bit of vibration in it. I'm sure it's got probably a little bend in the shaft a little bit, maybe, or I don't know, but it's that's the only problem I've got with it. But the one thing, if you're looking at these used, if you're like me, you like to buy stuff used if you know it's good. So this is something to look for. But if you can look on this one, I mean, there's oil all over this thing. I mean, it's obviously it's just old, and I have it hanging on a wall, and you kind of see it's kind of eased down, and I mean, it needs some work, I'm sure, but it doesn't affect it. So I mean, it literally fires up. It don't smoke any more than it needs to. It don't foul plugs. Two-stroke, if it's not doing either one of those two things, I just leave it alone. To me, I mean, it's just, I'm sure somebody can tell me on here, what exactly needs to be done, but I'm not gonna mess with it, to be honest with you. It works good. Lord, it's made its money back 100 times. But it's good. So if you're looking at one, you see that, don't be scared of it. Get a hold of that thing and start it up. See if it's got good compression. If it fires good, and opens up good. I mean, even if it don't open up, they're pretty easy to tune. They're just like a chainsaw. I think I'm trying to remember, there's a video on YouTube, and I can't think of his name. It's a small engine guy, but I love all of his videos, and he does real good at explaining how to tune a weed eater. If I can find it, I'll put it in the I'll put it in the comments down there below so you can kind of look that up. But it's yeah, don't, if you see one of these for a half decent deal, I'd buy it, because they're tough as all get out, and I think you'd be happy with it. And I think I've mentioned, if you've watched any of my other ones, you know I'm against buying like homeowner type weed eaters. I'm for buying commercial, heavy duty, used ones. You're better off. You'll get more life out of them, and or even if you're buying new, I would advise that you buy one commercial grade and spend a little bit more on it. You'll get the life out of it. I mean, you take 18 years ago, I spent $350 something on this thing. You can't beat that. If I was to buy one of those little dinky homeowner weed eaters, I'd have probably bought 6 by now. And you can do the math on that. I mean, if they were $100 a piece, I'd be twice as much as what I had in this one. So that's my advice. If you're looking for one of these, just don't be scared of them. Like I said, if it's 85, in my experience, now other people might tell you wrong or tell you different, but in my experience, I wouldn't mess with an old 85. But the 80s, I don't know anybody that's had any issues with them. And I've done another video that compares what replaced this weed eater, but it doesn't. To me, it don't compare to this thing. But this is these are no junk. So I hope this helped. If you would, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe. I've got more videos on older used equipment and stuff for you people that like to buy used and save a little bit of money. It's too easy anymore to buy used than to go out and spend these new prices for what they want for a lot of this stuff. And but there's good and bad stuff to buy. I mean, obviously there's plenty of junk that's out there that's used that you don't want. So I'm gonna try to find those things and let you know, and let you know on the good things, on the good stuff that you should be looking for, that I've had good luck with. So anyway, just tune back in and for some of my more comparisons and equipment reviews. Thank you.